I gotta give you guys credit too. Who's educating the community? Who's caring for you? Who's pushing out a video every day? Come on, who's working for you guys?
He's right. He's right about the daily
Show
drops,
some love.
man.
Cop the BMW, new deposit, I put up another bag. Like fuck it, I'ma count while I'm in it. I heard planes flying, crowds screaming, money counting chains, clanking shit. I guess that's how it sound when you win it. I ain't joking, do it sound like I'm kidding. I've been making like 2,000 a minute. So high up through the clouds, I was swimming. I'm probably gonna drown when I'm in it.
Again with a crazy interview, one of the biggest names right now in the space, Carbon Zero. You can literally buy these guys on PancakeSwap right now. They're listed live, and we have the man himself, Jay, here with us, the CEO. What is going on, brother? Thank you so much for joining us on the channel. How are you today?
Thank you so much, Danny, for inviting us and inviting me. It's a pleasure speaking with you. Very excited. We have been trying a lot to get to as many people as we can, and you guys have a big name in doing that. So,
and that's the key, man. That is the key to getting the name out there is being in that network, being with the people that are being faced with so much audience right now. And obviously, if you are on Up Next Crypto, man, you guys have a hot project. I say it every single time. If it is something hot in the market, that's why we're talking about it, man. We're doing 20, 30, 40K views a video, and I can't wait to see how crazy this video reacts. So tell us a little bit about your day, man. I know you're a busy guy. What have you guys been up to? What are the plans right now for Carbon Zero? I know the token's got a lot of hype. What are you guys working on right now?
So at the moment, we are working on the first prototype for a modular carbon capture device.
Wow.
What that means is carbon capture is pretty new to a lot of people. Carbon capture means we are taking the air from the atmosphere, capturing all the carbon in it, storing it, and then using it for something else. So, for example, you guys might be aware of air conditioners. In a lot of places around the world, we use air conditioners, right? Right now, when you sit across an air conditioner outside the room, it's really hot, right? One of the byproducts of carbon is actually dry ice, which means you can actually cool the atmosphere with the carbon. So reversing the effect that it is having right now. Why we chose to go with crypto when we were initially thinking about how do we launch this was three main reasons. Blockchain is transparent, is immutable, gives an accountability to people, and also is decentralized. We think that climate change is not one person's responsibility. It is impacting all of us, and all of us should be part of. If we are doing something amazing, all of us should get a piece of it. And it can only work when everyone is involved. Everyone is getting impacted. Even right now, today, I think one of the Europe's city is experiencing 120 degrees Fahrenheit, which is the maximum temperature ever recorded in Europe, not only in that city. So they are burning right now. We have lost towns here in Canada. In US, we have lost a lot of towns this year. The last highest recorded temperature where I'm at was 32 degrees in 1944. This year, we touched 40. So that's 8 degrees. It shot up 8 degrees from the previous high, which was 80 years ago. So
now, where did this technology come together? This is pretty interesting technology. Like I haven't seen, and we look at many different projects in the space right now. I haven't seen technology like this, especially on the blockchain, any at all in recent times. So where did this technology come together? How did this idea develop? Who are the devs? How did this all come together?
So we were a group of engineers, very young engineers working here in different projects, and some of those projects were carbon capture. So we were building these big plants, which were $1 million plant, and we were essentially capturing carbon from fossil fuels and then depositing them 3 kilometers underneath the earth, right? That's what we were doing. But even though we have been doing it for quite a few years, it hasn't taken off. This year, we only deposited 40 metric ton all over the world 40 metric ton out of 33,000 metric ton of carbon. So it is still going in the air. If you see the graph, and it's on our white paper as well, it's going like this. It's shooting up like this. So last year we worked on this idea that we want to reduce pollution, and which is one of the biggest opportunities out there in industrial world. Every company is paying carbon taxes here in Canada and in US, and we knew that this market is going to go up really fast because this is now being regulated and it's coming in hard on every single industry. So at that point of time, we knew how to build a $500 million plant, a really big plant, very outside the city, on the outskirts, maybe 20-30 kilometers outside the boundary of the cities. It wasn't that useful because all the carbon that is produced is right in the center of the city. The other thing was, we knew that if not everyone is a fan of it or is using it, then nobody is going to adopt it because it is a cost, right? So how do you incentivize capturing carbon from different sources and make people wealthy by doing that activity? That's what we were thinking about for first 8 months. We kept thinking about it. We didn't find anything. Then I think it was February of this year when we decided, okay, let's go outside of what we traditionally do. And then we landed on crypto. We went to blockchain conferences, understood what it is, how people are doing it, and then the concept of decentralization hit us. And we were like, this is it. This is a problem that impacts everyone. And if anyone wants to participate in it, they should get value added to their portfolio, right? So that's why we went ahead and we said, let's build a blockchain for carbon capture. Let's build a system where people can track how much carbon they are emitting and how much carbon they are capturing. What that does for us is nobody knows. Like personally, I don't know how much big my footprint is. If I get a chance to reduce it and get it to zero, I will do it. And there are a lot of people who want to do it, right? So that's what the motivation was behind this project, building the blockchain so that there is transparency on who is emitting how much carbon, right?
Very nice. And like you said, this comes back to incentivizing the community to jump in, and incentivizing here comes from all the activities that take place that lower the amount of carbon on Earth altogether.
Yes.
Very nice.
That's why decentralized applications, when they hit our blockchain, that means you have an application where you are tracking, and then you have an application where you are capturing, trading it, different financial instruments which are benefiting the green businesses out there, gamifying it so that it really gets adopted. And the number of people, the businesses we have been talking to, everyone is excited and they're very, very much into this idea that let's go do it. I think one of the teammates was at one of the cafeterias, and they readily accepted, okay, let's give us your stickers, and we'll think about the idea of buying coffee with carbon zero. So
wow, that brings us over to the utilization of CZO and some of the leading things that you can actually do with the token. So and I want to get into that a little bit more. Is what are the utilities? What are some of the utilities that people are going to be actually using this token for, the Carbon Zero Finance token? What are the utilities that are going to incentivize people to end up using it more and more? Sometimes, platforms come in and their token has utility, and they have some hype, but it's not stable, it's not sustainable, and it's not long term. How are you guys going for that more long term vision and keeping that utility going with more people coming in and participating by using CZO?
So at this point, we have different partners who want to come in. There were some investment bankers from Singapore who wants to come on board. There are different ways where we can utilize the token. First and foremost, for carbon trading, we know that corporations, they have to get to net zero by 2030, and every country has to get to net zero by 2050. As the years pass by, you will see more and more need of it. This year there have been so many wildfires. Right now Europe is struggling. Few weeks ago Canada and US was struggling, and you will see that struggle going more and more. Some places on earth will go beyond 50 degrees Celsius this year, which is huge. So the first and foremost would be buying carbon credits or carbon negativity to get to carbon neutral or carbon negative through those companies. The second thing is, because there are some economists on the team as well, every currency works when it is utilized more and more. The number of transactions there, right? The second plan of ours was to get it into retail, and the first week we launched, we were contacted by 3 different e-commerce businesses in Toronto. That was amazing. They were saying that we want to utilize your token in payments. Can you set something up for us?
Nice.
2 weeks ago, there was a gentleman in Australia who came in and he said he wants to base all his supply chain based on our blockchain and our token. And that was amazing to hear that there is international trade going on, and we can help in some way or form to utilize CZO more and more, right?
Amazing.
And meanwhile, while this was going on, one of our members went to get a coffee and they talked, and you can buy coffee with CZO. So you'll see more and more of these. We have plans and we have roadmaps. We are right now in stage 2 of our plans, where we are reaching out, refining our presentations and refining our messaging. We are also building our first prototype, which would also be used as a validator. So we are modularizing carbon capture as much as we can, and we'll be using it in as many machines as we can.
That's amazing, man. Honestly, and one thing that you did mention earlier was big partnerships and big partners coming on. Would you be able to maybe expand on that a little bit? Let me know more about some of the partnerships that you guys got in place, and maybe even spill the beans on some stuff that hasn't been talked about before yet, and plans that you guys have for the future on the roadmap as far as partnerships go.
So when we initially started, this was a question that I asked every senior leader in the team, that what do you think the one true vision of the company is? What does Carbon Zero stand for? And what's our goal? So what we came to was, we are a sustainability company first, we are a tech company second, and we are, and the crypto is incentive of those 2 activities which we do. So when we were going after sustainability, there is a group, I cannot name that group right now. It's a group which has
top
been
secret, boys, top secret.
which has been in the business for since 1960s. They approached us, they did a review, and they asked us a lot of questions. They were a group of bankers out of Singapore. And they were very interested because they were working on similar solutions as ours. So that was their, they want to come in, invest money, but for us, decentralization is big thing. So we are still struggling with the idea of bringing a really big partner instead of financing it with decentralization with the help of the community, right? So that was one big one. There are e-commerce businesses out of Toronto which are interested, and we are talking to them. We will be bringing them online as soon as we have a steady roadmap execution going, and we have some applications going on. So that's another thing. We have partnership with some schools who are helping us develop modular carbon capture devices, and we're going to launch some competitions as well across the world. on building carbon capture devices so that there is more awareness, more education about this technology. Because when we started and we were not aware, because all of us were engineers, we were not aware that not everyone understands carbon capture. And a lot
Yeah.
of people didn't even hear about something like this. Like you can you can capture carbon out of thin air. For some people, it was like magic. So
Right. Right.
So that's why that partnership is going, and there are small partnerships with green retailers that we are chasing right now. So that's
Nice.
another thing that's coming up.
That's incredible, man. Honestly, um, like I said, these guys are live right now, so you can literally go ahead and pick up the token on PancakeSwap. You guys can be bought on Uniswap too as well, right? You guys are on ERC20
Yes,
as well.
yes, both.
Wow. Okay. Incredible. Incredible. So for you guys that are on Uni, for you guys that are on Pancake, you guys can literally pick up the token right now. Now, this is one thing that I always wonder when it comes to a platform that's got the great AI like you guys have, that's got a platform that's spent their time on development. You've got a team that's obviously backing the project properly for you guys to build your community, so on and so forth. But some people don't care about the technology. Some people don't really care about the logistics. Some people really care about whether they can make some money off being able to get into the token. Okay, we've obviously got an audience of people that are obviously trying to jump in, hold the token, or buy it and sell it for profit. They want to trade it. What do you say to those guys that are investors that want to pick up the token and either hold it long term for the next 6 months to a year or sell it short term? What do you say to those guys, and where do you see the price of the token being in the next 6 months to a year with the stuff that you guys have planned for your roadmap?
So the token is deflationary, and the people
Right.
who invested early in the project, some of the people have already left by making. I think 2 days ago, someone left by making, I think, 3 times or 4 times what
Wow.
they initially invested in. There is
Wow.
one particular person who is now very strong member of the team. They invested, I think, less than $20, but they have made more than 15 times of what they invested initially. So,
Wow. 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 Wow.
so this is just starting, guys, because imagine this. This team has been working with industrial players like big oil, mining, pharma, all these guys. That's what
Right.
we are used to doing. This is first time we are getting into crypto because the team really believes in three pillars, which is accountability, transparency, and decentralization, which blockchain gives us. So there are those customers coming because carbon credits is real, carbon tax is real. It is coming. If you want to read more, you can read the IPCC report that came out a couple of days ago. You can also read about carbon tax around the world. Some people
Mm-hmm.
might not be aware, but their country is already implementing it. So when those big
Absolutely.
players come, their need is bigger. Their need is way bigger than ours. They need to offset
Amazing, man.
millions and tons of carbon credits. Where can they buy it? Easily on one tap, and you can offset your credit and get listed on
Right.
a scoreboard, leaderboard across the world. Carbon zero. That's what we are building.
That's a good answer, man. Honestly, because and I like all your answers because they make a lot of sense. And it's not just thin air. It's not a pump. It's none of that. It's real technology, and guys are actually doing 3x, 10x, 15x. So I might have to just put a crazy thumbnail on this video and say, "Is this the next 100x?" This is it's got a lot of utility. It's got a lot of technology. It's got a great transparent team behind it. Obviously, we got a full transparent team, which again puts a lot of trust into the platform for new users, for guys that are trying to see who's behind this project. It's really nice in that manner. Now, that's great. That's great and all. It's good to be out there connecting with the community. Where's that going? How are you guys doing? Are you doing airdrops? Are you doing giveaways? Are you doing different things to make sure you guys get out there more? Other than obviously
Yes.
being on channels like ours.
Yes, so channel like yours, yeah, definitely. But recently we are about to start our web series. So the scientists we are working with, they are coming on board for a web series session. We are going to answer more and more. A lot of people that initially invested in Carbon Zero, they were the first time crypto investors and they believed in the team and they invested, right? So how do we get out to people? Because there is only 68 million wallets in the world right now, but 7 billion people on earth. So we wanted to get out as much as we can. We did some research. Video is the most consumed thing in the world on the internet, and almost everyone is on the video. So that's what we are trying. We are trying to reach out. We have three different roadmaps. One is tech roadmap, the other one is marketing roadmap, and sustainability roadmap. With the sustainability roadmap, our chief sustainability officer, we have the roadmap ending at presenting Carbon Zero at World Economic Forum in 2022, next year. We have been approaching different councillors, local legislatures, and lawmakers so that we can get to them as how do we bring trust back to crypto? Because right now, when we talk about crypto to people, sometimes people are okay. This is not something I understand, and I'm not going to invest in it or even talk about it. That's what happened. So that's what we were targeting, because what we saw was a lot of people in crypto, they're like investing today and then taking it out 10 days later, 20 days later, or with maybe within an hour. And sometimes within the same transactions, we are seeing some people have bots. So when we are talking about a project that has a length of maybe 20-30 years, and we see the CAGR of the growth to be 25% every year, that means it has a huge potential. Imagine this, we are only capturing 40 metric ton out of 33,000 metric ton. So we have less than 1% of carbon captured right now out of the industrial world. We can still capture the rest of it, right? So that's what we are after, and we have been printing stickers. We have been doing that. We have been going to local places, doing those things, creating awareness through a lot of ads, a lot of shilling. We did so much shilling initially that I think multiple Reddit accounts got banned. That happened.
Yeah.
And we are still doing it, but what we are enjoying the most is, though we have gone up by like 22 times since we launched, the people who really come in when it's organic, those who understand the project, they are really staying and they are willing to do our bit by themselves. So what I mean by that was, since we launched our stickers, we have been getting calls that can we get these stickers in Europe? Can we get these stickers in South America? Can we get these stickers in Australia? So we've been doing that. We're printing a lot of material that you can showcase. We are printing flags. We will be doing a lot of activities in some of the most polluted cities in the world. China, India, Americas, Mexico, Europe. We'll be doing a lot of things, including car decals, flags, and banners.
Amazing.
That's what we have planned, and at this moment, the team is building up those material.
And I think the next thing we got to come out with is some Up Next Crypto Carbon Zero merch, the partnership merch. That will be crazy, and we'll sell out some of those t-shirts too for you guys, man. That would be a crazy collaboration with Carbon Zero, man.
Yeah.
You guys are seriously killing the game. I'm so happy, man. I'm so happy and glad that we had the opportunity to actually connect with you guys and have you on the channel. Like I said, boys, you're looking for a pick. You keep leaving a comment. Yo, Danny. Yo, Up Next. What do I pick? What do I get into for August? What do I get into for September? Carbon Zero. All right, man. That's your answer. Carbon Zero, the next flex in crypto. I'm telling you, these guys have a real purpose. These guys have a real vision and a crazy looking roadmap. I know that the exchange Beta is coming up in Q2 of 2022. I've looked at the roadmap, and I know that you guys got a mobile app in development coming soon as well. And of course, the P2P trading dApp is coming as well. So you guys have a lot of plans for the future. And guys, that is what you need. All right, you need a platform with plans. You need a platform with vision. And that's what Carbon Zero is doing, man. So I'm glad and I'm happy that I had a chance to have you guys on the channel today. So if there's anything that you guys want to tell the viewers and our audience before we head out here, I know you guys got a lot of stuff to do and we got to get back in the lab. So if you guys have any other announcements, feel free to let the audience know, man. We're here to hear you talk. So
we have just partnered with a totally sustainable clothing company, which means the clothing is coming out of plants, not anything else. Not made of petrochemicals, no chemicals. Even the dye is organic. So that's coming up. Carbon Zero.
So we do have to really partner, man. We got to do an Up Next crypto drop, align with Up Next. That would be crazy, man. We're gonna sell out so quickly.
Absolutely. Everyone who wants to get associated, they are very welcome. Before we hit the industrial world, we want to spread it to as many individuals as we can.
Right.
So that when that wave hits, we are ready. Amazing. And we are making some people who really want to make an impact, make a change, really profit from their activities.
Absolutely, man. And that's what it's all about. Everyone's in this market to try to make money, and here, why not look at another opportunity that gives so much potential back to the community. So guys, like I said, new stuff coming out with Carbon Zero. Follow these guys on Twitter, follow them on Telegram. All the links will be in the description below for you guys to jump in and get involved and participate. Like I said, man, there's a lot of activities coming out. We might do a giveaway for some merch. We might do a giveaway for some crypto. Who knows? We're going to do a lot of partnership with these guys. So stay tuned for that. Subscribe to the channel if you're not. And thank you so much. Like I said again, man, thank you so much for joining us on the channel again. The CEO, the man himself of Carbon Zero, Jay. Cheers, man. Thank you. Thank you for getting on the channel again. So hope to talk to you soon.
Thank you so much, Danny, for inviting me. It was a pleasure talking to you. And thank you so much, Shabam and Shruti, for organizing this. Thank you, guys. Take care.
Absolutely, man. Thank you so much, brother. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Cheers, guys.
See you. Bye.